Welcome to Shivering Timbers Dojo. Tonight we are continuing and completing our deep dive into brown belt, yellow belt, tip 2. So tip 2 was all the cross grips. Now we're doing the head, the body, and the legs. There's no more cross gripping. Again, we start grabbing with 2 hands behind the head to the body, the legs. 2 hands behind the head is basically the same thing we did back in blue belt tip 2. So we're just going to emphasize the striking and the groundwork a little more. And then go on to where we actually add in throws, or from the double leg, we're going to really focus on how to stop a double leg with strikes, pushes, and getting out of the way from that. Tip 2, from the head, this is the Ryo Kubi Tori Taoshi. So you'll recall in yellow belt, it was 2 hands behind the head. We came down here, we pulled out, we came in here, and we dropped to there. Now in blue belt, same thing. We came to here, we pulled in. Oh no. We dropped our microphone for reasons unbeknownst to anyone. So blue belt, again, we came to here, and instead of pulling in, we came straight down and went to here, whoop, and broke that across. Now, for brown belt, yellow belt, we call it taoshi. It's a throwing down, because we're going to do the same thing we did for blue belt, but now we're really going to focus on the strikes, and we're really going to focus on taking them down. To go from yellow belt to here, to really pull this in, and they start fighting it, that's when we take the blue belt stance and go down. So now we're just going to avoid the blue belt part where we came in and, we tried to come in and tried to get this. Now we're just going to go for the throw. So what about the strike? Okay, that's the strike. You can, if you need to, throw a little something extra in there. It's never a bad idea to throw it in there, especially if they're. What are they going to do when they've got this? When they get this, they could headbutt, clinch, knee. So don't be afraid to throw your own to stop this and get them to move back. That's a strike down. As you come in, we don't even pull to the chest. We literally just come straight out. That to there. Now, it's important to remember, this is the way we want the wrist. If you have the wrist this way and you pull this across, they can kind of bend this, right? And I don't have enough pressure. So if they're pulling, I want to go this way and really pull that across. Other side. So turn it around and keep that facing away. Again, this is going to pull that straight there. If you're having trouble getting the arm to bend, you can always put more pressure on the neck. So again, you want to come this way with it. So this way, pull that knee across, and that really hurts double time. All right, so how do we get to that point? We're going this way again. So if I know I'm coming this way, I'm going to lead with this knee and come up under here. I really want to come under the arms. Again, they're going to be pulling you in anyways. Boom. So come in here, and we slide in here to get in, to come right here. As we come in and grab this, remember, pulling them this way is already, this hurts. Get this, this, and pulling across. That's 5 places at once. We hurt them here. We hurt here. We hurt here. We hurt here. And we hurt with the toes and the neck. So when people say, oh, they're just going to get up. Well, if I can create pain in one spot, somebody might try and counter it. if I can create pain in 2 spots, it makes it more difficult. When I start chaining together the bits where I cause pain, people switch from wanting to counter to survival. And if they're thinking about survival, they're not thinking about countering, and I can control the situation, which is what I want to begin with. So all right, so she's going to come in and try to clinch me and come in with a knee. And I'm going to stop this thing because I'm going to go first and cheat. And then I got the head here because she can still pull me in. Like, say this doesn't work, right? So move this in here. If I control the head, I control the body. Now again, I can pull this way. I didn't like this. I want to come this way. This is really so much easier because, again, I smash, 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 smash and pull. And if you have to, you can go from here. Yeah, stop that. And as I hit this thing and throw my little microphone all over the mat. Right? So, what about from here? Well, if you have to, you can go to the ground from here. Oh, look. And here's your atemi, your basis of the pin. Now, I know people are like, well, a pin isn't a submission. Yes, it is. This is just as much a submission as it is a pin, and you can make great things happen from here. Plus, you can work it to a submission easily enough. So, just because you're standing there in a dominant position doesn't mean that if something goes wrong, you can't immediately go into the groundwork and work yourself from there. Tip 2, from the body. This is Ryo Eri Shime Nage. So Ryo Eri, she's going to grab my lapels. Let's move this out the way. All right, she's got the lapels. The yellow belt, it was crash down or be mean and grab that nerve point we talked about. Does that nerve point work on everybody? No. Is it still effective because you can just pull the sleeve down? Yes. There's also a nerve point behind the ear. Is it effective on everybody? No. Can you still just grab their freaking ear and twist them? Yes. Into here. Now, yellow belt, we start to choke. Blue belt, we keep choking. Brown belt, take them down. So let's put it all together on the other side. Take you right down. All right, so let's talk about what we're doing and why. So they've grabbed here. They grab your lapel. They're going to push or pull. Like, nobody stands here. So they're right up there under that under that ear is really incredibly painful. It really is. And again, it doesn't have to be a fight stopper. That's not the point of this. Same thing with this nerve here. Is not necessarily a fight stopper. It makes them reconsider their grip. If she's trying to shove me up against the wall and I push this, she no longer has an easy time. Grab me here. I'll pick on the other one. I'll pick on this one. So again, we're pushing the nerve against the bone. That is the secret to that. It's hard to show on video. You just got to practice it. You got to come to class for this one. All right. So, but as you're pulling in, you pull in here. Again, you're making this turn. And what if you can't get behind the ear? Fine. Hit the neck. Hit under the jaw. Smack the face. Now, we like to add strikes to these. This is already a strike. You can turn this into just the straight up ear cup strike. Boom, there's a strike. As they move, you turn to here. And then if, again, the choke doesn't work, that's what the throw's for. It's really more of a rimi nage than osotogari. You can turn it into osotogari. You can turn it into whatever throw you like. So again, as they come in, here's my strike. Boom, right to their pull in. I could could do a number of things from here. Here, hold on. My silly microphone there. So, I could just drop. But that's hard on my uke. It's hard on my partners. And I'd like to practice a way that I can get somebody in control and on the ground without necessarily harming them. You always run a risk whenever you throw somebody of harming your opponent. You can mitigate some of that harm. That's why we do some throws the way we do them versus others. So when she grabs me and I hit this, boom, there's the strike right to there. Come in here. I find that coming across here, I can control them on the way down. And if I need to drop and add some chin music, I certainly can, or I can go to the ground and work further from there. So again, one more time, just remember, because you're coming here, this is already a good strike. People don't like spear hands. Spear hands are hard to do. It's like, when would you ever do this? This is the time, baby. Now is the time to spear hand in the neck and turn them around like that. And again, what if it doesn't work? All you need to make them do is tuck the chin and turn the head, because that is what we're doing. Don't forget, right here in the back, get those hips out and really bend them in. All right. Yep. Tip 2, from the legs. This is the atemi, ryo ashi tori. So we worked before in yellow belt. She went to do a double leg, and we shot in and got we call it hadakshime ich, the guillotine, what have you. Choke from there. If you need to sprawl from there, you absolutely can. We don't just have to do that. Now we add the strike. This is one of the ones, there is no throw to this unless we just knock them out of the way. We'll go over that. So this is, again, all the strikes. So again, we learned how to strike in tip 1 against a single leg. You can do that strike here. You can also come straight up here. She can come in, boom. And before anybody tells me, oh, none of this ever works, I've literally watched people get kneed because they start, watching MMA, they'll start they're coming in for the double leg too far out. And if they go too far out and they miss their timing, that is a great chance for you to throw a kick or a knee. The other option, and it literally can work, is as they come in, so one step back. So if they, no, a little more, right here. So if they come in from there, duck down and move it, you've got time to literally hit them and push them out of the way. She's being very nice, but come here, try and grab me. I'm going to do the same side, same thing. So as they come in for those legs, you step back and hit right here and keep pushing them through. It works. Well, what if they're too close? Okay, and that's why if they're too close, you work your other strikes. So if they're too close and come in, no. So you're closer now and you duck and come in, boom, hit the forearm shot. That's a solid shot. Or you're close, you move in, step back and get that back fist in. You okay? Sorry, I wanted to get her head in position and I ended up hitting it, and it's a double smack and it hurts.
He bullies me.
None of this is nice. You could, I suppose, do the old boom, boom, boom. But there are problems with putting people in headlocks. There are ways out of them. It's kind of brawly. If you wind up in a brawl, fine. It can be done. Maybe not your best bet. I really like, as they're coming in for that double leg, just the knee and then follow up with some more strikes. Just because we just show one strike doesn't mean you can't. Again, just keep hitting them until they decide they don't want to play no more. That's perfectly acceptable. Your other option is to come in and get that, kick them to the side. It's all about your footwork. Again, I'm going to go to the other side. So again, when you're here and they're coming in, stomp that knee down. It's not nice. It's not polite. It is effective.
This one right here.
But you do have to work on your footwork. You do have to realize it's coming in. So if it's too close and you don't realize it's coming in, it's too quick, and you got to hit, smack. She didn't duck down quick enough. Oh, that's absolutely that elbow technique, one of those. But if they've ducked down too much, boom, try and get away. And if they're really coming after you, really come after me. Hit them and get ready for that kick. She's falling away because she knows I'm going to kick her. She doesn't want me to. She's been so kind. Again, when you see that coming in and you step, there's your chance. Like, if you step back, because again, that's a fairly common thing. If you step back, there's again your chance for the knee, for the kick. If you step back, you can also bring that front leg out. It's even worse. So
yeah. I see how it is.
Yeah. And you can always, they come in, go for the back shot. I've seen that. If they're big and broad, sometimes that drop in the elbow doesn't necessarily work as well. But you can couple that with a sprawl, and that's the thing. It's always about positioning when they come in. And as you're sprawling, go ahead and throw a shot while you sprawl and knock them down. Extra shot, then you've got your sprawl, work from there. So again, the idea for this brown belt is to teach us that if we can't get the guillotine from here, you can always just start hitting them to put yourself in a better position, because you don't necessarily want to get taken down. And if all else fails and they get you in the double leg, don't forget hiki otoshi, back fall, throw them, show them that it doesn't work there either. So that was Tedori Jujitsu, brown belt, yellow belt, tip 2, from the head, from the body, and from the legs. There's a lot going on here. Be careful when you're throwing somebody with the chin throw. I've had people say, oh, that would never work. Yes, it will. If I've controlled a 2,400-pound horse, it was a Shire, very large horses, maybe it was 2,200 pounds. He was over a ton. There was a couple of them. They were huge. I controlled them by moving their head. That's why you put a halter on them. If you control the head, you control the animal. Well, people are no different. If I control your head, I control you. But because you're controlling the head, realize it puts a lot of pressure on the neck and the body, so be careful. By the same token, from the body, when you're hitting those nerves on the neck, be gentle with your uke. They do work, they do hurt. You'll figure it out soon enough. And again, when you go for that choke and throw from there, think of the throws that your uke can fall from regularly without harming themselves. You'll have a better training partner for longer. And of course, always, if somebody's going for your double leg shots and you really want to work on that aliveness in your striking, maybe have them wear a helmet with a face guard. Have them wear some pads before you go just whacking on the guy or girl and really making them regret life. Safety first. If you just don't like these, well, come on in. We'll show you why they work. Everybody else, y'all stay safe. Thanks.